Right, going live now. Now. No. Was this working? Is it working?
Hello to the people who may or may not be watching.
Well, the live kind of little like a logo thing is on the YouTube bar on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Ah! Ha ha ha!
There it is. I see it.
That's what we like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this in the Discord server as well, just to tell people that we're on.
Yeah, I'll even promote it on my channel too.
Oh, cool.
Let people know. Let people know there's a podcast featuring me.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Heck
man.
yeah.
Throw that in there. Announcements. At everyone. Meh. The Fandom Lives returns with very special guest, Revtrosity. Oh yeah. Live now. We're live now.
Indeed.
Very exciting. It's almost as exciting as my terrible Scottish accent.
It's alright.
Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah, don't want any embeds.
And posts.
Thank you so much.
Yes, indeed.
Sweet. Well, let's take a look and see if anyone... Ah, here we go. No, David, seriously, I genuinely think that it was my issue. I was using I used a new streaming software and it was still logged into my Twitch. So I changed the right settings to stream onto YouTube, but because I was logged in on Twitch, yeah, it just took a few minutes to freaking... Yeah.
Hi, David.
Hello, just a random dragon without a Nintendo Switch. I'm just a random human without a Nintendo Switch. So that makes, there's a lot that binds us together. My Undertale kicked me out, now I can't play it. Lazy Gacha, my recommendation is just stay determined. You will beat Omega Flowey. L, you are the best. Metaton Queen, we have already done Metaton on this stream. We are moving on to... post Omega Flowey, true pacifist ending. Oh man, you can stay. Great. Cool. Welcome back, everybody, to the Fandom Lives. Thank you for bearing with us. Holy hell, there are 45 of you. That's mad. Welcome back to this show. It's a stream/podcast in which I, at the start of the year, I figured, let's just put out some feelers and see if anybody else who's in the same sort of sphere as TwoAllNighters with regards to fan content about maybe Undertale, but other fandoms too, would they be up for kind of just hanging out and just talking about what it means to create stuff. And this is the mess that has resulted. My name is Jamish, and I'm joined today by my very special guest, Revtrosity. How's it going, man?
It is going very well. How is it on your end?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, by the standards of 2020, it is okay.
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, then again, 2020 is quite a low bar to kind of pass over.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, if this were any other year, I'd probably be crying. But, yeah, here we are. Oh, yeah. The chair is here.
Yeah, I recognize Mr. Chair. He's a big person on my channel too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, recurring commenter.
Is he? Does Mr. I'm going to ask if Mr. Chair watches a show called Critical Role, because there's a bit of a thing about chairs. Anyway, cool. Before we go on with the show, a few announcements before we begin. First of all, thank you so much to everybody for your understanding of the current sort of health issues around Blair. Obviously, had some pretty bad news, and ongoing treatments and things, things look like they might slow down a bit. We really appreciate your patience with us as, you know, that fairly significant work carries on. And listen, like, we love you guys. We do want to stay in contact. Just because we're going to make fewer videos for the time being doesn't mean that, you know, we don't value all of you. Number 2, TwoAllNighters merch remains on sale. Please check the description. Please check, I think, on... where is it? Yeah, there's a Teespring link, third down in the description. Please give that a look and buy stuff to support the ongoing work of the channel. Yeah. Number 3, please do ask us questions. Don't hate me if I don't see your question, because I can't do everything at the same time because I am terrible at multitasking. But please, obviously, at us if you want to ask us stuff. Thank you so much for being here. And obviously, in advance, we've had some friends of the stream who have been extremely generous for donations and stuff like that. Thank you so much for everybody who has kind of donated to the stream. God bless you all. If you would like me to talk to a specific content creator, like, for instance, Revtrosity, we've also had people like Gail Rice and Nick Nitro in the past, just really exciting people. It seems that nothing is too kind of ambitious because of the kind of people that we've had on the show. Please do send me a message on the Discord server with your suggestions, and I'll send them a message. I'm just trying to get into using Twitter. I've never really been a massive Twitter user, but obviously that's where everybody is, so I should probably start using it. Cool. I'm going to hang out in the TwoAllNighters Discord voice chat immediately after the stream for a few minutes, so come in and say hi. It'll be great to say hello to you, and thank you for watching the stream in person. I don't know if you're doing anything, Rev, today, but obviously that's open to you too. Please come in and hang out with us if you would like. No pressure. And yeah, sure, that is open to you. Last of all, a huge thank you to Michael King, who is the lead for the Undertale Remastered mod that we're about to play. Please check it out and add it to your own game on ModDB through Googling Undertale Remastered. When I started the show, there weren't as many notices, and they've just kind of grown. Anyway, is there anything else from you, bud? Before we begin?
From me?
Yeah.
I would talk about merch if I had any, but I don't, so I guess I'm not going to talk about the merch that I don't have. Subscribe to my channel in case you haven't.
Indeed.
Yeah. Almost at 100k, so hey.
Are you? I thought you got there.
Oh, no, not yet. I'm at... I think I'm at like 91,000 right now.
Oh, man, that's awesome. I mean, we're about to talk about how much you've grown, but before that, the obligatory and far too much effort put into opening credits as we welcome back the Fandom Lives. Ooh. And welcome back. Sweet. Oh yeah, I should ask everybody, how's the levels? Because I feel like the game might be a bit loud on my end. What do you guys think? Get Revtrosity 100k. Okay. So cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
If I get to 100k, you get a kneecap reveal.
Oh heck, that's high stakes, guys. Jesus.
Yeah. You want to see the Revtrosity kneecap?
Wow, guys, I think we can do it. I think we can do it tonight. Kneecap reveal. Oh yeah, the intro. Oh, let's freaking play this game. I need to freaking set up my screen. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm remembering now. I'm remembering how this works. I play the game I have the questions out on the same monitor, and I actually have the YouTube stream on my phone so I can see everybody's comments. I know.
Okay.
As I said to you earlier, this is amateur hour.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Yeah. Mindtail Lottie. What's your favorite game? I tell you what I've been playing recently. I've been playing a game called Papers, Please. And
I've heard about that game.
It's one of those, got to think carefully about stuff, It's about more than just like hitting things with swords.
Yeah.
What about you? Are you playing anything recently, or in the last?
I had a video idea like in the works I was originally gonna do on my birthday back in May, but like I scrapped it because I didn't make a lot of time for it.
Oh, okay.
Of my favorite games of all time, and like I have the Google Doc here, and like
Okay.
from 10 to 1, it would be number 10 Hollow Knight, number 9 Shadow of the Colossus, 8 Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, 7 Persona 5, 6 Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, number 5 Kingdom Hearts 2, number 4 Super Mario Galaxy.
Whoa.
3 Halo Reach, 2 Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and 1, of course, Undertale.
You put Kingdom Hearts 2 high up on that list.
Yeah, I love it. I feel like out of all the Kingdom Hearts games, it's like the perfect like marriage between gameplay and storytelling.
Got it memorized.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Got it memorized.
I tell you what, the first one I played was Kingdom Hearts 2, and the kind of memory. I mean, I don't want to give too many spoilers away for anyone who hasn't played it, but essentially the start of the game, the intro is really long, but the kind of climax of that little intro sequence is just so epic, just so epic.
It is.
Love it. I feel like I might be peeking a bit. I'm going to turn myself down a touch.
I bet following the story for jumping into the second game must have been fun.
I had no idea what was going on. Yeah, and actually, having played most of them, I still don't know what's going on. I think, to be honest, I perceive Kingdom Hearts being more about, how many epic ways can we destroy evil shadow monsters, as opposed to, like, I suppose, does a story being convoluted make it good? That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah, like I kind of like convoluted stories because it's so fun to like dissect them and follow them.
Yeah, and if that's what you enjoy, then Kingdom Hearts is going to definitely scratch that itch. I kind of, so as someone who's a dungeon master who runs Dungeons and Dragons games, I often look at that kind of stuff and I think, oh, this is clearly a storyteller who's just kind of making up plot points as they kind of go, as opposed to having really any kind of overarching plan. Because in the first game, right, Ansem is the baddie, but in the second game, again, I don't want to give too many spoilers away. Do you guys care about spoilers? Yeah. I don't know. But like they kind of make a convoluted explanation as to why, no, the first game wasn't the way that you think it was. And and I don't know. It's enjoyable. I don't know. I feel like putting a game like Kingdom Hearts ahead of Shadow of the Colossus. Like,
yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus is so good.
I know, it's like such a balancing act to try and figure out what games are better than the rest, but like honestly I don't care like what games I like more than the other, just so long as it gives me a good experience. Like
yeah.
Like Shadow of the Colossus was a lot of fun, but like controversial opinion, I don't like aggro.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the whole
aggro is a bit irritating to control.
That's okay. I mean, I think what people enjoy, it depends on their own preference, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would definitely put Undertale in that top 10 list for sure. Oh man, I haven't got one in front of me. It's quite useful that you have a list in front of you, but Undertale would be on the list. Skyrim would be on the list. Like a bunch of old school games, like the original Game Boy version of the Pokemon games would be on that list, just because of how much I loved those when they originally came out. Anyway, cool. So we should probably get on with like some questions. Revtrosity, you are oh my goodness, my elevator is breaking. Elevator losing power. We're getting to the bit of the true pacifist run where it gets a bit creepy, so just spoiler alert for frickin' strange stuff happening on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, who are you? What is your kind of presence on YouTube? Can you give us a bit of insight into like what your journey has been so far?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started my channel around like January of 2018, and I began as a meme channel, believe it or not. I was under a moniker called Professor Danklord PhD, and obviously that never caught on. But like
Ah,
in between the memes and like in between the memes, I dabbled with voice acting, and like the voice acting was getting a lot more traction than the memes.
oh,
So I
okay.
took that as like a sign around August, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna transition to like a voice acting channel first, memes second, and like obviously the memes have since long disappeared.
Okay.
They've all been privated, but yeah, by the end of 2018, like I was getting noticed by people like Mr. Amazing, Tarogue, Undertale Comics TV, and that was really cool. But like, I think what truly broke me into like the Undertale slash Deltarune fandom was like a fun little side idea I had. I was telling people how to do my Jevil voice because Jevil was such an integral character to like my channel. I hear people tell me like I do such a good spot on Jevil when he's one of the only characters in the game with like a canonical voice.
Yeah.
And so I did like a random bit at the end of how to explain my Jevil voice with like this, like saying random stupid phrases off the top of my head. And so I turned that into its own video because I liked the idea, and I called it saying a lot of things as Jevil.
Mm.
And that just blew up like in a way that I don't think I've ever expected. Like I think it's my first video to cross 1 million views
Oh
now.
heck. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So then obviously like I wasn't just going to stop there. I made saying a lot of things as Jevil 2, 2.5, 3, and then I shifted to other characters like Sans and Rules Card, and most recently Flowey. And they have all been like channel like highlights, and I love all of them equally. Well,
Yeah.
actually no, not equally. I like some more than others, but still they're very near and dear to my heart.
Oh, okay. So like, it's really interesting that you started in kind of the meme space, because I feel like there's a little bit of an overlap really, like between what a channel like TwoAllNighters does in terms of referencing stuff like that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I began with like memes because like really, I was part of a video production class from like 2015 to 2017,
Okay.
and I had this whole semester in my freshman year of college where I didn't do any video editing or like all that, and I kind of missed it. So the main reason I kind of started using memes first
Mm.
was because I wanted to get reacquainted with my editing software, and so like as you can like I've since privated the videos now, but if you saw them, they were like very basic edits, like very simple, like not overly complicated. Like you're not taking the like I don't know, it's not like the 21st century humor edits where it's like every meme in existence put into this giant conglomeration, or like this amalgamate, if you will, since it's Undertale, but
Nice.
of of memes.
What
But
software did you use
yeah,
when you were editing this? Like, have you changed software like since starting, or?
surprisingly, no. I've stayed with Final Cut Pro 10 for a while, but I have a new setup, and I've been meaning to get Sony Vegas for a while.
Okay. Yeah, Vegas Pro. That's what
Yeah.
that's what I use. It's something I'd recommend that you wait for a humble bundle, because it's pretty unbelievably expensive otherwise.
I know. I saw like it had a $600 price tag or something.
Yeah, like no one's gonna play that. Like, and you shouldn't have to.
Mm-mm.
I think, but the thing about like moving on to new software is it can take a while to kind of learn a new way of doing things, especially if you're used to a different kind of program.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, Little Tail Sophia the Cute. I love you, Revtrosity. There you go.
Oh, I love you too, Little Tail Sophia, the cute EV.
There's a lot of people who believe in you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so obviously the connection has been, I guess you've said about Jevil, so Deltarune, but you talked to me earlier on about how you've done, what's the format? Just saying a character says stuff. like flowery
So basically,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah. So basically, how it works is I come up with the character, and like until recently, I've been incorporating like these little in between skits of like announcing like who the next installment is gonna be, and so like I used what I used to do is I used to use the community tab to get my suggestions, but then I realized that was kind of as I was getting bigger, that's not really the most efficient method because once you get to like the 500 comments, like it stops loading all the suggestions. So I
Yeah.
instead opted to just make up my own separate video and then use the suggestions from there to like the comment section from there to make the videos. And really, I think I was trying to explain what my saying a lot of things videos are. Like they have a certain flow to it, and I think I've finally realized like why so much about the flow. It's because like saying a lot of things to me is like a song. Like it's not like 10 plus minutes, even though I want to make 10 plus minutes saying a lot of things videos again.
Yeah.
But like the flow is very important to me because it makes me realize what suggestion to put where to like control the chaos that the videos kind of seem to like inspire almost.
Yeah, and it's a cool format because there's huge room for like creativity. You can choose what it means for each character and vary things up while at the same time having a consistent theme across every video of the series. Do you have a favorite?
Ooh, I don't know. I think in terms of like accessibility, I feel like saying a lot of things as Sans is really, really nice. I think the thumbnail is very pleasant. I think the overall flow of it is really, really nice.
Okay.
But honestly, I think saying a lot of things as rules card might be my favorite because it has the whole heavy is dead skit, but I replaced them with Undertale characters.
Yeah. Oh man, I just love it. I mean, we were talking about a list of our 10 favorite video games. Like Team Fortress 2 is up there, man.
I've actually never played TF2 before.
Oh my goodness. Ah.
I have a friend who wants me to play it like recently, and I may be able to like dip my toes into it soon, but I've never played it.
You must. It's worth like spending the $1 or $2 for like for a basic hat just so that you can use the kind of chat in game, because once they made it free, you've got to get through a paywall to do like basic stuff. But yeah, I love it because like all of the references and all of the memes are based on the characterizations, and they're genuinely brilliant, and you see them through the gameplay as well. But anyway, so obviously you are creating this content. Like, I mean, you said that you didn't play TF2, but you've referenced it in your videos. Have you played Undertale and Deltarune? I mean, it's obviously Undertale is your number one game. Did you play? Yeah, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask. I feel like I'm going all over the place here. I'm having a stroke over here. Did you play Undertale like when it came out originally, or was it later? Because it came out in 2015.
2015.
I think? Yeah.
Yeah, it's about to be 5 years old.
Holy hell! Yeah.
Initially, no, I didn't play Undertale. Like, I know that's may come as a surprise to a lot of people, but I watched the playthrough of Undertale through Steam Train, from the Game Grumps channel.
Yeah.
But then, like, I loved it so much that when I saw it got ported to the PS4, I was like hyped as all heck, and I got to finally like actually play the game.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so you're more of a console gamer as opposed to a PC gamer.
Yeah, but I have recently gotten a PC setup as of this year, and I've been kind of liking it a lot.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of a believer in the PC master race.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. It's actually interesting that there's quite a lot of people that I've been talking to who have who didn't actually necessarily play Undertale blind, that they kind of watched other people play it. Because in my position, I played it completely blind. It was on sale one Easter holiday, and I had a few days off, and I played it, and I had no idea what it was about. So I killed Toriel, not realizing that was obviously a mistake. Yeah, really, really interesting. Cool. So obviously you played Undertale. You made this meme channel. It grew into something more about voice acting.
Yes.
At what point? I mean, did you know? You've mentioned already that the fact that that you saw that your voice acting little kind of side projects were getting more traction, so that's what you went after. Did you notice like an explosion of growth straight away, or did it take some time before you saw like the channel really take off?
For me, it took about 10 or 11 months for me to like really see like favorable numbers. Uh, I mean, I was getting like numbers for sure, but like it'd be one of those things where it's like I would get a one comment a week,
Mm.
and like even then, like I treasured that comment because it was like the one comment I got like that whole week. And now I'm just sitting here with like comments out the wazoo, and I just don't know what to do with them. But yeah, I didn't really experience that much growth until like about October or November.
Yeah, it's definitely been relatively recently for sure. And like, I mean, what do you think? Why do you think that is? What do you think's brought on the growth?
Well, I think I know for sure why, and it was Deltarune because when like I can remember like hearing those cryptic tweets from Toby. I was at my old university because I've switched university, not universities, I've switched colleges
Yeah.
between then when I was starting out and where I am now.
Mm.
And I can remember getting off the bus at my university, going into my dorm room, play, and like downloading what I thought was a survey, turning out to be the first like chapter of a new game.
Mm.
Like I knew like the Undertale fandom was going to absolutely jump on this and not let go for a couple of months. So
Yeah.
I knew when Deltarune happened, like me and my friend Lady Sunalicious, who would soon turn out to be Miss Moonified, we were talking to each other, and I told her like if there was ever a chance to like pop off or like to have a start, like if there was ever an entry point into like getting somewhere, Deltarune was it because it just came out of nowhere and it was a golden opportunity. Not too many people get those, and so like I absolutely jumped on that, and that can be credited to where I am now.
Okay. So you know Miss Moonified.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We both started voice acting around the same time, I believe, and she's probably one of the bestest friends I've ever met.
Oh, that's cool. I'm glad about that. I've done a bit of work with. I mean, I think last year it was actually. Now that you mention it, it was about September, October, November time. I edited a series on this channel called From Putu Brigham,
Oh yeah.
and it was a bit dated, but like it was something that I enjoyed doing, and I learned a lot about editing with it. And Miss Moonified played Toriel throughout that series.
Oh, okay. I assume it's the growth spurts AO.
That's the one, yeah. Similar sort of deal.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really interesting. I mean, it's only once we sit down and we talk to each other that we realise that we're more connected than perhaps than we knew before.
Yeah.
Okay, so you knew that things were successful because of your connection with other creators and because of, you knew that Deltarune was going to be popular, so that's what you lent into. Do you, which project do you consider, like, which projects, I guess, do you consider to be your big success stories? Like, I mean by view count, I mean by what you're proud of having made. You've made reference to a few already.
Yeah, well, obviously saying a lot of things I think is one of my proudest accomplishments. But I've also dabbled in a crossover. Well, not really. It's not necessarily Deltarune related, but it's a crossover I've recently done between Undertale and Hollow Knight called Hollowtail, and it's been a really interesting AU to dub, and I think a lot of people have been liking it. So that's another good success of mine.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of other videos on my channel that I really admire. I mean, I guess I just love all my videos equally.
That's cool. And I guess you've mentioned that your view counts have hit, the magic million, and that's really, really exciting.
Yeah.
I suppose a key question that I continue coming back to with everybody when we're talking about, like, what do you consider to be your successes, what do you consider to be the things that kind of that you're really proud of. Obviously, at the same time as you doing things that you're passionate about, hopefully that's the main thing that's driving you. I suppose at some stage, if it hasn't happened already, you start thinking about like, okay, I've got a kind of established fan base now, like potentially a Discord server, and I'm regularly creating content. How do I, as a creator, keep those people happy and but also seek to grow my channel while balancing the kind of doing the stuff that I want to do? I just wondered what your thoughts were about that.
Yeah. With that, I honestly am just marching to the beat of my own drum. Just choosing like what time is really the time to give people what they want, and what time is really a time for me to experiment. Because like I'm not just gonna completely neglect like what the audience wants, because that's really important to know like who your audience is.
Yeah.
So maybe on occasion I'll just be able to do like a Deltarune dub or two, and then maybe throw an oddball upload on there, like Hollowtail or like an Animal Crossing dub. And like really for me, what I've always held true is that the only way to successfully do something different is to throw in some kind of layer of familiarity with it. Because I don't know, like I'm trying to think of a good metaphor or analogy to talk about this with, but like
yeah,
it kind of helps that Hollowtail took off, because like I had Sans in the thumbnail, and it's Undertale. It's what my channel is known for, but I'm also introducing like this X factor that they've probably never seen before, and it's like throwing something to a wall to see if it sticks, but instead of just throwing it to a wall, you're adding an adhesive to it to try and make it stick better.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's really cool. And I've seen that Undertale Hollow Knight cross-through comic before. It's actually one of the games I've been playing this week. Have you played Hollow Knight?
Oh, absolutely. I played a second playthrough of it not too long ago, and I loved it more than the first time.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Partially due to me understanding the lore a bit more, and like actually seeing like, oh, that's what they're referencing, and oh, this is the thing that leads to the thing.
Yeah.
But
Here we
yeah,
go.
I've also conquered like a lot of the big challenges in Hollow Knight too, which has really boosted my confidence a little bit. Like I've beaten the Radiance on like 2 tries. I've beaten Nightmare King Grim. I've done the Delicate Flower mission. I've beaten the Hollow Knight, like the Pure Vessel in the Pantheon of Hollowness. Not Pantheon of Hollowness, but like in the God Home. And like it's really helped give me a confidence boost.
Yeah, man. Well, it's a tricky game. Like I'm on my first playthrough, and it keeps drawing you back, doesn't it? Every time you feel like, oh, I'm not sure where I am. Like it's a game about finding yourself when you're lost, right? That's what it's about. But it's really interesting, because every time I'm starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed, I find the right turning and find what's next, and yeah, really, really cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So we talked a little bit about like the channel, what you were doing, how you've grown, how you want to kind of do your own thing, and hopefully that's what people will be drawn to, which is helpful. But obviously there are people in chat, and they may well kind of be interested in YouTube, in creating, in doing stuff. Do you have any advice for them?
My number one thing that I can tell you is to treat YouTube like a marathon, not a sprint. Because what many people like do when they start out on YouTube is they'll make a few videos. They'll be very proud of their work, but they're expecting like some kind of like 10-second songs like deal where they make their first video their best video, and like it gets instantly viral. And that's just not how it usually works. You gotta be consistent about it, because like I hate to say it, most of the time when you start out on YouTube you suck, and you just got to get better. And so like it's like you have to treat YouTube like an entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurs don't find any success in their products until like, I don't know, a year or 2 in. So you got to go in with the mindset of not expecting success immediately, but just keep chugging away, even though you're making like minimal numbers, but like take pride in those minimal numbers because it means you're getting somewhere. It means that like it's translating to some kind of success.
Yeah, that's definitely really, really sound advice to remember. I mean, that's something I kind of lose track of all the time. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we've talked a little bit about like what your interests are outside of Undertale and like the video games that you enjoy playing. How important do you think it is? Like I've talked to a bunch of people and everybody has different kind of positions on, okay, is this work my complete priority? Is this work like something I'm doing because I enjoy it? Like where does YouTube currently sit like in terms of priority for you? Is it like priority number one, or is it something that you're enjoying and you're just wondering where it's going?
At the moment, YouTube is like priority number one for me because I know YouTube like has what YouTube does is like I can see the connection between the people I meet. Whereas if I'm working a 9 to 5, I'm making parts for a corporation and it gets shipped, and I just go home, do my thing, and like you never really get to see the fruits of your labor except for when it comes into your paycheck. So like being able to like instantly see like the effect you're having on people makes YouTube far more worth it than really doing any like 9 to 5 job. Granted, 9 to 5 jobs are a lot more safer, more financially stable, but that's kind of like the balance between the two things. But yeah, YouTube, like I would, if I could do it for a living, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know if you necessarily know this, but like, at what point do you think making YouTube a full-time thing, at what point do you think it becomes viable?
I don't know. I'm at a point now to where saying a lot of things is flowy is giving me like figures I haven't seen before, and I'm gonna get probably the best paycheck I've gotten from YouTube in a while, like or
Yeah.
probably ever. But it's just not sustainable where I am now. Like it's probably just gonna dive back down to like lower than it was before. But I think to be sustainable, I don't know. You have to be like in the upper 100,000s, maybe. Like, and you got to be like again consistent about uploads too. I feel like that's very important.
For sure. And you never know, do you? You never know what you're going to make, whether it's going to be like huge or whether it's not. And obviously that to some degree it does still affect like what you choose to do. Like do you feel necessarily like a pull towards, let's say people have really taken to the flowy, you know, saying things as flowy, and you know it's successful. Do you feel a pull to like make content that's like that in the future?
I kind of do in a way because like of all the Undertale characters to like really pop off with saying a lot of things, I did not expect Flowey to be one of them. But I was expecting like if I did saying a lot of things as Papyrus, it would blow up like Flowey did. But I mean, I just don't know. But it does give me an incentive to try and do more of that content. And I mean, honestly, it's just playing by ear whether or not like what I do next. All I can really say though is that with the way things are going, like I do have an idea of what I want to do, and I don't know. Like I have something planned for 100,000, and I have something planned for Undertale's 5th anniversary, and both of them I think are going to be really fun to do.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad, and hopefully,
Yeah.
you know, that's enough of a thing to throw out that people are going to be looking forward to.
Oh, absolutely.
Guys, I'm really sorry. I feel like I've been neglecting the chat. Does anyone have any questions?
Send me your important quandaries.
Yes. Any philosophical kind of crises?
Yeah, that's right. 2AllNighters. 100K kneecap reveal.
100k knee reveal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Delta underpants tail. I'm not sure what
1
that
million, and it'll be the ankle.
means. Talk about making it like that's raunchy, man. I'm not sure if
I
that's
know.
not sure if we're going to get demonetized for that. You know.
I mean, obviously, like 10 million is going to be the whole foot, but I mean, I don't know.
Hang on a minute. Cofix Flight has typed a really long word. I'm not sure if that's correct, my friend. We at the Fandom Lives pride ourselves as to our egregious and meticulous, slightly superfluous, language. I don't know. Google told me. See, a few years ago, I looked up like the longest word that exists, and it was pneumono ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis. But what do I know?
Yeah, it was that. It was that thing where like volcanic ash like infects your lung or something.
Exactly. Yes. I see that you are a man of culture as well.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. No. I suppose this is probably a good time to move on to the the Dobnobble challenge.
Dob novel.
Indeed. I'm going to send you something on Discord.
Yes.
Just because the moment is here, because we're talking about flipping, yeah, long words. I've sent you a message on Discord. It's a word of my own invention, and your challenge is to read it. Crack on.
Okay. Oh boy, how am I gonna do this?
No pressure for the voice actor.
Incredible badibble did dribble. Oh no, I've lost track where I am in the word.
Oh
The bibble bibble dribble baba dibble bobby bobble dobby bo novel. Oh Jesus! I felt like I was talking about bo.
Oh my goodness. No, I don't know what to score. I mean, I've been giving this arbitrary scores. There's not even really a system for this. Well done. That was a great effort, and it's yeah, for sure. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bobo, best anime character. I've been betrayed, backstabbed, been embarrassed, and bamboozled. No, you haven't been lied to. I mean, you haven't been lied. No, what I'll say, Cofix Flight, is that you haven't been lied to any more than you are normally lied to. What's a few of your favourite Undertale music pieces? That's a great question.
I don't know. Like, I know like Megalovania would be an obvious answer, but honestly, my favorite one out of the Undertale soundtrack would be Hopes and Dreams, just because like I'm a big like rock and metal person, and I love the aesthetic of like I don't know the imagery that conjures up when I listen to Hopes and Dreams. But of course, from Deltarune, I can't ignore Field of Hopes and Dreams. That one is just way too funky for its own good.
See, I need to play through Deltarune again. I've only ever played through it once, and I came away not feeling as empowered as I had when I first played Undertale. And again, I think it makes sense for me to compare Deltarune to Undertale because it's by the same person. And I felt my opinion of it was that it wasn't as good, and that's what I kind of took away from it. I should probably play it again and give it more of a fair chance, to be honest, because Undertale, for me, is the bar is so high there.
Yeah.
But in terms of the music, freaking when you're fighting the not the final king boss, but the king that kept on bowing and stuff. What's it called?
Oh yeah, K Round.
K Round. That is such a bop. Like that stands
I know,
above
I
and
love
beyond
it.
the rest of the soundtrack. It's just like, oh my god, I could just listen to this all day.
Yeah, I think it's called Checker Dance.
There you go. Yeah.
I've had to search up the sources to all the like songs for like Deltarune and Undertale because like I always credit them in the description in case someone's like, "What's this?" and like I put it in the description. I searched them up for so long that like I know like most of the soundtrack names.
Yeah. I mean, Toby makes the soundtrack for those games free to use. Like you don't have any risk of copyright, but it's good form. It's good.
Yeah.
That's another piece of advice. Freaking ask for permission. Just
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. From the
Yeah,
Undertale
it's amazing
soundtrack.
how many dubbers out there don't ask for permission.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you do things properly, like it's just a good habit to get into, so that when you do achieve growth, like you have the systems in place to not get into any trouble, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have done the longest word. The longest word is I think the longest word in the world is that Welsh village name. Have you heard of this?
I have not.
So there's a Welsh village that's name is literally just a detailed description of like the surrounding landscape. In Welsh. The name of the place is the parish church by the wood next to the lake over the mountain, and it just goes into a degree of detail that's ridiculous. And listen,
Okay.
you need to bear with me, okay? Because I'm not a Welsh national. I am English. So my kind of my throat work isn't on point. That's what I'll say.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna give it a go. Bear with me.
Go for it.
Chan fa porchwyth gyd gos gwerth gwyn dobl silio go go goch.
Well then.
Yeah. There you go, Jonathan Topside. Hashtag MVP. That's
Yeah,
what that's how you spell it. Chan fa porchwyth gyd gos gwerth gwyn dobl silio go go goch. In a strange way, I find it easier to read than to just remember. Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting.
Yeah, sorry, we're kind of going on massive tangents here. Looking at my notes, that's like, to be honest, that's most of like what I wanted to talk about. Like who you are, what your kind of story is, how you got to where you are. I suppose like you've given us a little bit of an insight into what your plans are for the future with regards to the like 5-year anniversary, and you know, having been contacted by, you know, friends of the channel, that kind of thing. Do you have any other ideas, like any visions for the future?
I've always wanted to try and do on-camera stuff, but I'm very hypercritical about myself when I'm on camera. And like even when I'm like doing commentary videos on my channel, like when I'm just talking regularly, I don't know, I feel like I'm so all over the place. I feel artificial at times. But I don't know, like I want to do more on-camera stuff. I want to be like, I don't know, more confident to do like try not to laughs or like Reddit videos if my Reddit ever gets like bigger than it is right now. But I don't know. It's just
I mean,
YouTube's always a changing landscape, so it's always like up to whatever YouTube decides is right at the moment.
okay. So you're willing to kind of ride the wave of sort of what's in popularity, what's in the zeitgeist. I mean, if
Yeah,
I
and I
don't,
feel.
yeah, go for it.
Oh, I'm sorry. And I feel like it's quintessential for a YouTuber to just basically go with the flow of whatever YouTube wants, because whether we like it or not, it's like up to our YouTube overlords whether or not content is viable on the platform.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're probably going to get into trouble if we talk about that too much. But like, has that
Yeah.
has the algorithm? It sounds like it like factors into your thinking a bit. Do you think that's fair?
Um, I think I've played it safe for so long that I don't really consider it too much, because I look at my monetization for videos and I'm just straight green. Like all my videos are just straight monetized, and it's a relief.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, if I ever branch out and do something, I know like if I look at like some irrelevant meme on the internet, some company is going to copyright claim it as their property or something. I don't know, but I mean, like, I don't think it factors too much into my thinking.
That's good because I suppose if you a thing that does worry me about YouTube a bit is like if the kind of terms keep on changing and the kind of encroachment on sort of creativity continues, which it kind of is, you could argue, then like people are going to think about whether or not they want to post something for fear that it's going to get claimed or it's going to violate some kind of term of service, and that's going to restrict like creativity, and that's like to the detriment of everything. And it's good to like focus on doing what you're passionate about without fear of that being kind of like removed or demonetized or whatever it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm going to find a place to save because we've been talking for about an hour, and that's how long we said that this would be. But before I do you have any sort of like closing thoughts? I think we've touched on quite a lot of different sort of elements behind being a YouTuber. But yeah, any thoughts?
Not really. I mean, I feel like what I said about YouTube being a marathon holds true. Like, no matter what you do, like any type of work is really a marathon. But like, in terms of like my state in YouTube, I kind of want to keep going. There's been this side company called Vlare that's looking to be a rival to YouTube. And for a brief moment, like I was debating like jumping ship and going to Vlare, but I don't know. Like it's in the air, honestly. For my time being, I'm just gonna keep doing voice work. I want to try and get more into the actual like voice acting industry, but yeah, I'm just someone who goes with the flow no matter what life throws at them. So I mean, that's just basically where I am, and honestly, wherever the flow takes me is gonna be where I go.
Awesome stuff. I can't find a save point.
Oh, I think there's one right up to where you fight Asgore.
Hope so.
Yeah, I think
heck.
there is.
There don't look to be any save points. Are we going to go straight... Are we going to play straight through to the end of the frickin'...
No, there's a save point right before you go to Asgore.
Ah, here we go. There we go. So the next time this stream runs, it's going to be the frickin'... It's going to be the finale of the pacifist route. That's going to be exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so all that remains for me to say is frickin' thank you so much for joining me. That was really cool and insightful, and it's exciting how much you've grown in the last few months. And like, I really wish you all the best of luck with everything. And
Thank you so much.
Keep applying yourself and keep kind of grinding on that marathon, which it absolutely is. Great. Thank you everybody for watching. We've kept up some pretty impressive numbers compared to recent streams, so thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to jump over to Discord, as I said at the start of the stream. Do come in and say hi. Play Skyrim. I will play Skyrim on Twitch. I'm sorry that I haven't this week. Thursday is usually when I play, and I completely forgot. Yeah. Thank you so much. I will end the stream there and see you over in Discord in a few more moments. In the meantime, take care of yourself. Be kind to each other. And we'll see you next time for the next episode of the Fandom Lives.
And subscribe.
Subscribe.